Hey, we're on. Oh man, we got related through loyalty
What's the deal?
in the building. This guy looks like he's lighting up a firework over here. Roscoe, what's going on over here,
Just
man?
a little hemp wick. Got to get a nice clean smoke going.
This is the
Keep that
first.
butane out of your smoke. I'm only smoking premium flower. No butane, no tobacco.
Legendary, man. I've never seen this device before. Fellas, introduce yourself one by one so everybody's starting off with Roscoe, man.
I'm related through loyalty. Sco. You can call me Roscoe.
I'm RTL Mac Mauri. That's MAC Mauri.
I'm RTL Rock. You know what the RTL stand for?
Fellas, when did this group start?
Rock, my real brother. So it started at birth for me. Like we related for real, and we loyal to each other for real. And then Mac been my best friend for like 10 years, and they both was always rapping, but just not on the same timeline. And then Mac was working doing music. We was just all in the studio, and it kind of started from there, like with the music, like 2019, 2018, 2017, for real.
20 about 2018, 2019, somewhere in there.
Um, Obviously, there's not too many groups that are successful in Detroit. Everybody always tries to start a group and then it, eventually falls off and whatnot. How have you guys been able to stay together for this long so far?
I mean, honestly, for me, that's I think we talked a little bit off camera. The RTL, it's not just a brand, it's not just a label, but it's a real lifestyle. So related through loyalty. So for us, it's no egos involved. It's not about individual gain. So at the end of the day, the group thing, it is a hard thing to succeed, but if you can individually get some exposure, if you get exposure as a group, if Mac or Sco, somebody come and they want to do something with Mac or Sco, then we're going to support that 100%. Their individual progress, we're not going to hinder that, or we won't feel a type of way. But with the way our lifestyle is formatted and the way we move and operate, anybody that wins, we all win. So even if the group doesn't win, if say a QC came and they signed Sco, we all won. We all signed, even if they don't want the whole group. That's just how we move. So that loyalty factor is just so huge for us that it's no way our group can win.
Yeah, it's interesting too because when you watch major artists succeed in the industry, you'll have a handful of people that were part of a group and they'll down talk the guy who made it, and then you'll also see some of the guys that stuck around with the person who made it. It happens on both sides. What do you think makes it where somebody will not be a part of the group as much as they believe they were and be looking up at the guy who made it and wish they were a part of that? Do you see that? Do you see that being relevant with you guys, or do you see that never happening, or how could that be a possibility?
No, I don't think that could ever happen with us because, like my brother said, it's selfless over here. Like we put whoever is up, that's who all the focus is on. So it's not no one man is more important than the next. And if like we said, if somebody catch on and everybody like that person more, that's perfectly fine because that only help us all. You know what I'm saying? We all got a common goal, and that's what it's about.
When you guys started making music, who was the one that kind of pushed it forward? Which member was kind of like really facilitating and helping it become a real dream?
That was Mac. Mac come from like a real musical background. Like we all really invested in music. We all been around music our whole life. But like Mac come from a real musical background. He kind of hears stuff in music and stuff that we all kind of feed off of. And he was really the first one to drop. I just started rapping in April, and it's really just been all off the energy. Like my brothers are giving me they giving me nothing but encouragement, and they know like how I'm living, so they like, you can talk, you can do your thing, so go ahead. And they encouraged me when it was my turn. But like really, Mac was the first one to really get everybody back rapping or into some music type stuff.
And Mac, how was that? How was that possible for you? How did you have the motivation to do that, and what even made you want to hop into the music bag?
Like he said, I got a musical background. My family is musical, and I've been rapping for a long time throughout my life. On and off. I've been in different situations, so it's always been a part of me. It's one of them things that if you really do music and it's part of you, you're not gonna really let it go, no matter what you're going through in life, what you're doing, and that's kind of how it was for me. And when everybody kind of started coming around the situation as I was doing the first project, it just felt like something that it just all came together organically, and I feel like that's what make us a little bit different than a lot of other groups that's kind of put together or made up for just for a purpose of trying to get on.
Mm.
We really was just doing this just because this is how we live and this is what we like to do.
What's been some milestones for you guys so far as a group? What have you guys seen that you really appreciated so far in your careers?
I mean, for me, I think it's just been the natural and organic following. You know what I mean? We all been doing this for a long time, so we've all had different crossings with a lot of different, you know, bigger artists, which is really humbling for us, you know, and humbling for me as well, just to see a lot of the artists that I've known for 10, 15 years that have become successful and to have them really come back and support us 100% and want to work with us and let us onto their forums and their platforms. Like that for me is what let me know, hey, we starting to do the right thing. We getting the right attention. Because at the end of the day, we might not have the most streams, we might not have the most views, but I mean, we got a successful YouTube channel with over 900 subscribers. You know, we built this over the last year. So these certain milestones and seeing this organic support that we're receiving from people, especially people that are already doing their thing, which is real hard in Detroit. I mean, we all know that. Like, when people tend to blow up in Detroit, it seems very rare that they reach back down and pull up artists that aren't, you know, on that same level.
Right.
So when I see that from, say, like a Willie J. Peso, who reach out to us and he supports us and he's, you know, sharing and supporting our music and coming and doing, you know, features for us, allowing us to come on his platform and do shows with him, like, that's a very, you know, big thing and a humbling experience for me, for sure, you know, doing this music.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. And like you said, you know, the major artists looking down and bringing people up is kind of a rarity right now. And it's something that hopefully can change soon because there's so much talent in Detroit. It's like insane. You know, I don't think there's ever been a time where somebody came on this podcast and didn't say something legendary, whether it was somebody who's new or well established. So you know everybody has a voice, and the talent is definitely here. Now, what's been some obstacles for you guys so far? Kind of going through Detroit's music entertainment scene. Like, what's been some things that kind of make it harder to progress?
I mean, I wouldn't really say we faced any obstacles. I mean, okay, so some of the obstacles be with the cameraman. Getting cameraman out here or getting beats from cats. It be like pulling teeth. Like, shout out to Dexter Dave, because when we call Dexter Dave, he pull up. But like,
Okay.
to get a lot of cameramen out here to even hit you back, and I'm spinning cheese. Like, I can ask Dexter Dave, y'all need a reference. Like, we pay whatever y'all want. We pay the tab. It ain't even, so it's like, it'd be like, damn, I'm trying to spend money with you. Like, you could check out the music, you could check out the body of work. Like, you feel me? But it just be kind of crazy. Like, even if you was gonna hit me back and say a crazy number, like, you're not even gonna hit me back. Like, that's just be crazy to me. So that's been one of the obstacles for sure, because it took so long to even be able to shoot a video out here. Like, shout out to Films by C's, like, when we on the West Coast, or really when we were ever, like, if C's can be there, C's gonna be there, you feel me? And C's is the real deal. Check out my boy C's. But yeah, that's been one of the obstacles for sure, like trying to get beats. And shout out to the Cloud Catcher, shout out to Hunter Andretti, our engineer and our producer, for the ones that do get us, and you know, we do good business with them people.
Shout out to Hunter.
Yeah, for me, I feel like it's getting people to not treat you differently based off of what they charge you. Like, you go to somebody for a service and they tell you one price and then try to treat you like, you know, like you not like a bigger person. You know what I'm saying? They might get a call from somebody bigger and kind of be late to your stuff, or you know what I'm saying, kind of treat you second tier. I don't really like that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But we done seen the opposite too.
Yeah, we done seen both sides. We done did good business with a lot of people, but
No, we done did good business with everybody that actually responded back and did business with us for sure. Our name stamped
Leave
related
that comment
to
if we ever did any bad business. I know that ain't happening.
Yeah, we had
on my name.
we had a hell of a come on here, and I asked him that question. I said, like, when somebody pays you for a beat, whether they spend 1,000 or 5,000, how do you handle that? And he said, it doesn't matter how much they spent with me. I'm showing up on time. I'm giving them my best. It doesn't matter.
yeah, that's how you would like it to be. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, with some people, they don't treat it the same. And you know, I don't care for that. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like all money is good. All our money good.
Yeah,
That's
for
why.
sure.
That's why I say you see both sides because it's just like I met cats right that I've been introduced to from people. You know what I'm saying? And I've done some good business off of word of mouth for sure. So don't get me wrong, but I've also seen people that judge off of what they see. Right? So they see us.
But they
And
go
for
for the
some
cash
reason, they
grab.
just feel like we got extra money to spend. You feel me? And extra,
Like your price is your price. I would respect your
yeah,
price, but
flat
don't
out.
see
Don't
me
try to
coming
overcharge me because you
and
see me a certain
now
way. You know
instead
what
of
I'm saying?
charging 300, you charging 750. Like nah. Like
Because you might get 1,000 out of me one time, but once I go back and we run them references, and then most of the thing is what your quality of work is. If your quality of work supports it, I'm with it all day. I ain't gonna never question.
because we direct our own videos. That be the thing. We get our own models. We find our own locations. We use our own access to resources to cars. All you gotta do is show up, point, and shoot. You feel me? Like if you coming with like some real directors, if you about to come with the models, and that's when you talking about a whole different price range. But it's like we directing our own videos. We already coming through with the whole idea. You can check out our YouTube RTL Music Group. We got 15 videos, and it's not even just like a basic video. We got intricate videos. We got a little bit of acting. We got a lot of palm trees. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, that's the thing about the industry. Especially in Detroit, it's kind of shaky as far as the business side of things is concerned. Like the professionalism, the handshakes is a little bit. It's not really too on point yet. And social media makes it harder for that to be a possibility too, because if you have 500 followers and you post saying, "Yo, this dude didn't give me my beat," or "This dude's taking 5 weeks for my turnaround," you only have 500 followers. Nobody's ever gonna hear or know that happened ever.
Yeah.
So they can get away with it. They can block you, and nobody will ever know that you got screwed.
Facts.
That's just kind of the industry we're in right now. But talk about your accomplishments as far as songs and features that you guys have gotten done that you guys do appreciate right now.
I mean, I think one thing with us, like we said, man, we all do real good business. So you'll look through our catalog and you might see some features in there like what, like damn, I never even heard of these dudes, or I ain't heard too much music from these dudes, but they got some notable features. You know what I'm saying? For me, it's not. I don't go off of what everybody is doing or what everybody's listening to. I like to work with people that I listen to, that I like, that I like I may personally have a relationship with. So like you look through our catalog, you might see, Willie J. Peso. You might see Mac Nichols. You know what I'm saying? I've been listening to him for 15, 20 years. You might see Icewear Vezo. Icewear, it's not because everybody in the city mess with him. And shout out to Ice. He biggest in the city, flat out. One of the biggest in the country.
Facts.
And, but that's family. You know what I'm saying? So when we reached out, that was on some organic stuff. That wasn't me just riding the waves. So dealing with him, working with Hunted, Hunted Andretti, and a lot of other notable features. All of those were some natural, we have relationships, I've dealt with you type situation, or I'm a fan, or I'm truly a fan.
Mac, with the musical background you said you have, expand on that a little bit. Where does that come from?
So my mom, she a jazz artist. You know what I'm saying? A well-known jazz artist out there, Renee. She played the flute, and so that's really where it started. My grandfather, he was in Motown. Both my uncles, they're musically inclined. I started out playing actual music like saxophone, clarinet as a kid. So, you know what I'm saying? Like I know how to read music, all of that, you know what I'm saying? So I just put all of that into the type of production that I pick and how I hear our music, you know what I'm saying? I try to liken it to, to actual music, you know what I'm saying, rather than just getting the beat, you know what I'm saying, boom tap.
Yeah, music theory is interesting, man, because if you understand it well enough, you can always make a good song to some degree. Like if you know how music's supposed to sound and you put down on that paper, which is how do you look at music that's happening right now? Because it kind of doesn't make sense anymore, right? Like people aren't on time anymore. People
Yeah.
aren't really making real sounds with their voices anymore. Like it's just all different now. So how do you feel about this new generation of music coming out?
I mean, I appreciate it. I'm one of them guys that, you know what I'm saying, I rock with it because I can hear certain things in it that I can appreciate because I just love music like that. But I definitely I listen to some of the young boys and the Dirks and so everything everybody else listen to. I listen to all of that and I take it in. But you know, I also listen to I like Larry June a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Larry June's
Yeah,
legendary.
yeah, we mess with Larry a lot, and you know, just them other vibes that kind of put you in different modes. I'm like a mood type of person with music, so whatever my mood is, you know what I'm saying?
From a different perspective, though, I think that's one thing that I appreciate about Detroit music and other places appreciate about Detroit music is like what we do with samples. Like, we got some songs over samples that's crazy. Like, one of my most streamed songs, Toxic Me, is over a Sade sample. You know what I'm saying? Like, the way that, like, Detroit artists, like, we flip songs, even if we not going to use the song and, like, remake the hook, we might just use the beat, like how Peasy did with 2 Million Up. Like, that's a familiar sample. And then just the way he wrote the beat, he executed it perfectly, you know what I'm saying? So the way that Detroit artists rework samples and we rise samples, I think that's something like, it's not, I don't know if you would say it's newer, but it's something that's still consistent, and it's like one of the better things that's going on in music right now.
Yeah, and you got to give credit to the producers, man, because those samples, like, you know, an artist might not even know about that sample, and I really just think the producers of Detroit are totally
No, for
underrated, bro.
sure.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of times artists have said, like, I had no idea that was from No Limit or that was from Hot Boys, and a producer done flipped it and made a crazy beat. And we'll be talking about our minds ourselves, like, damn, I can't believe he did that. Like, I was talking about doing that what Nisha and Shay and Sada Baby did for the longest, that I Can't Tell, that 504 Boys. I had put it on my story and everything. I'm sick they beat it to me. I met Nisha and Shay when I was with the homie Willie J. Peso, and I'm like, damn, when I'm with her, I'm like, damn, she would be perfect for the song. So that's crazy that they did that. But I know it's going to be fire. That was a good song to redo.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. Like, especially right now, you feel like how many more samples can be taken, how many more samples can happen.
It's endless. You think about some music been so good since the 60s. You could go back to the 60s and find something to sample.
You
So
go back to the 40s, man.
sampling is
Hey,
endless.
Rock, you
man.
said the
Hey,
40s, bro.
I'll
sampling
sample
is
some
endless,
Glenn
man.
Miller. I'll sample some Glenn Miller.
No,
on
sampling is
man.
endless, man.
Like, come on, man.
People
Big
done
band
sample.
music.
Just think about how many
Stop
times
playing with me, man.
3 6 Mafia they done sampled the same 3 6 Mafia song over and over again. Like, sampling is gonna be endless, man.
Facts.
Hey,
They
if you
sampling samples.
They sampling. They don't even know. For real. They don't even know what they sampling no more, man. Like that Lil Wayne 100 sent a beat to the email, man. Is that Lil Wayne Pussy Money Weed? But really, it was a sample of Outkast. What was the Jezebel?
Yeah.
Outkast Jezebel.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm younger. I'm hearing Lil Wayne Pussy Money Weed. I'm about to get on there and talk like that. My man's Kurt like, nah, that's Outkast Jezebel. I'm like, man, I don't know nothing about that. That's Pussy Money Weed.
Yeah.
I gotta chalk half the sound up to Mix 92.3, man.
Man, we
shout
always
out to
on
them,
Mix
man. 'Cause
92.3.
if you was riding around in your mom
Hey,
back
your
seat,
mom car, you had to clean
Hey.
your house on Sunday?
hey, you was hearing all, man. We heard
Still do
all of
that.
that, man.
Man, what?
All of
To this
that.
day.
Do you guys have kind of a similar appreciation for the older music, or are you guys kind of different when it comes to that?
No, we all a premiere.
Go check out our catalog, man,
Yeah,
on all streaming platforms. RTL Mac Mauri, RTL Sco, RTL Rock.
Yeah.
Actually, Mac is just Mac Mauri, but you gotta have appreciation for this shit once you hear it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
we
Because
use
it's all
a
about
lot,
the
like,
music for us,
soulful.
man.
And
It's
we not riding around talking about bang bang shoot 'em up, man. You know what I'm saying? We a product of our environment, so we gonna tell you about what's going on around us. But I make music for women for the most part. You feel me? Like, I be wanting a female fan base.
it's all realistic at the end of the day. We just living our life, but
No,
you know,
when you
it's-
hear, I mean, when you hear, you know.
facts.
When you hear certain stuff, you know. Like, when you get goosebumps when you hear certain stuff, you know. Like,
But
you
it's
know what
about
I'm
the
saying?
sophistication for us, you know what I'm saying? This is money for you to sit back with your lady and get money to, you know what I'm saying? Sit back with your team and get money to. This ain't that just sit back and waste time with the fellas not getting no money, you know what
I
I'm
don't
saying?
want you to be angry listening to my music. I want you to either want to go hang out with a beautiful woman or stack 100,000 and then
Everything
do that 10
premium
more
over here,
times.
you feel
on some-
me?
on that type of time. Like, I don't want you to be angry. You feel
We
me?
want you to
You
hit a
gotta know.
5-star restaurant, blowing some exotic,
Because that's what we gonna
drinking some fine wine.
do. I'm gonna hit a vegan restaurant that's 5
Yeah,
stars.
he vegan.
Yeah.
We gonna hit
Me
some-
too, man.
Straight
Okay.
up. Yeah, I've been vegan
Y'all
for 3
boys
years.
hungry?
Oh,
Y'all
shit.
so hungry
Yeah,
right
boy,
now.
hungry.
Yeah,
I just
I
got-
ain't
man.
never hungry. I
That's
keep
why-
some
that's
protein.
why he
some
look
meat.
cold.
I'm
Yeah,
not
That's
trying
why
to
he hugging
say
himself.
something about I look
I'm just
cold.
hugging because we're so close to each other. I'm like,
That's what
damn,
I'm
I want to
saying.
get. I don't want nobody to get the wrong idea.
He talking about the wrong
Nah,
idea.
We
Never.
are comfortable with
Um,
this shit, you know.
We all
So,
good.
you know, yeah, you kind of right about that too, though. the gang bang, shoot 'em up kind of music
Man,
is
that shit played out, man.
it's kind of crazy. Like
I
at
don't
this
even
point.
want to hear
And it's
about
so
you like
crazy.
causing
That's
harm
what
to
I'm
another
trying
black
to-
man or another man
Why
like that.
would
Like,
you talk about anything?
it's no statute
that
of
would
limitations on
incriminate
murder.
you? And like that, it's the craziest thing in my life. I can't believe
We
it.
came from that time where you couldn't even talk on the phone. You feel me? Like you
I
couldn't
had to
talk
get used to
on the
taking
phone
pictures.
about
We didn't even
nothing.
take
You know what I'm
pictures
saying?
like
I had
that,
to get used to
like,
taking pictures.
From that
I'm old,
that
I'm a
next
little older,
till
so
that next till days. You feel me?
I
So
promise you.
Yeah, I'm
That's what
younger
you
than that.
gotta know.
Yeah, I mean that's what's selling right now, and it's very very. I thought it was gonna die out last year. I thought it was like, oh, this is gonna be the last of the drill music, the last of the trap music, all that shit. But it's still hitting. Do you
It's
guys-
still
You
hit
gonna
because it give you
always
that
have-
energy. Yeah, it's
you
all
gonna
it give you
always
that
have,
energy.
You know that
And
one.
make you wanna
Like,
put a ski
everybody,
mask on.
everybody get that feeling. You just want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? But
sure.
where it's just every song, every back to back, everything is kill this. I'm gonna shoot this drill. It's just like, come on, man. Like,
Dude.
really?
Make it your whole point to crash out.
Like, how many
Man.
times you
Go
gonna
on that
tell
note,
me?
Rock,
you
because that's a good
misleading
concept
them
right there.
folks,
That
man. You
you
misleading
can't just always
folks.
be thinking about that music that makes you want to crash out.
Nah, man.
That's why I say I'm a mood music, you know what I'm saying? So it's certain stuff when I'm riding around with my lady or I'm riding around with my kids, I ain't about to, I ain't about to be listening to that. And you just got to think about that, like,
It's just not even cool. I be wondering, like, dude, when these youngins do the stuff that they do, do they know, like, it's no women in jail? Like, do they know it's no pussy in jail?
damn.
it ain't.
I don't think they be. I don't think.
I mean, they might work there. They might work there. You feel me?
I'll just be
That's
like,
the
you.
scariest shit in the world. Like, I don't know
Come
what they
on,
thought.
nah.
That's all I think about. Like you do get conjugal visits though, right? You get conjugal visits.
it
Man,
depends
I
on
don't
where
hear
you
that
at.
shit.
That ain't-
And
man,
all depend on where you
People
at.
are fucking the
that
prison.
ain't nothing nowhere the same and
Come
pulling
on,
up, man,
Hey.
pulling up and
Hey.
putting the head in your lap.
I'm fucking the
Yeah.
prison guard. That's what I'm saying. Like those bitches,
Hey.
the prison
Hey,
guards are
Dirk said
fucking.
it.
Hey,
I've seen it on camera. This
He
bitch.
said, "What'd he say? I'm tired. I just fucked I fucked the lady guard."
Yeah.
It sound good.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
But
It
that ain't
sound
gonna be.
good.
He
Ain't
probably
no
paid
way.
for that pussy too.
Ain't no
Man,
way
nobody
I'm-
got
How are
time
you
for
gonna
that.
pay for the prison guard pussy though?
and I'm not getting off the
Hey,
way
you
I
can
get
get
off with
anything in
with
prison.
no prison
You
guard.
You
I'm straight.
gonna have to
He
come
can
up
have her
with
wire some money. Wire some
Oh,
money.
I guess
to
he
her.
could wire her money. Yeah, for sure.
Dirk, you
come up
like
with
wire?
something.
I'm doing.
Wire her 20,000. She just gave me some pussy in jail.
That's a good jug too for her, man. She can do like if she does
And
20.
she probably like a 5. She working at the prison. She
I don't-
she probably like a 5 in real life, but she like a 9.5 with no other women, no pussy.
Facts,
Nah,
man.
what?
You said
Imagine
you
being,
selling,
jail.
you selling that bitch quick.
He just told you.
if you're in prison for 3
What?
years, bro. That bitch is a, even
Man,
if she's
you
a
in
2.
Oh,
look, if
I'm
you-
in.
no,
She
if you
has
in
a
county
pussy?
Jail, if you in county jail for 90 days,
Not the 90
you
ball.
gonna
I
be-
got a
you
little
gonna
more
be
self
looking
control
at
than
you gonna
that.
be looking at shit.
Damn,
like,
I
you
like
got
8s.
you got more than
Boy.
90 days in you.
what?
Yeah, for sure.
Less than 90,
sure.
you gonna be in that bitch
I'll be in
looking
there
at
meditating.
anything, like looking at the guard, like, damn, she looking good as hell today. Like,
Oh my
what?
god.
No, I'm gonna look for sure.
I've been 2 days and I'm still thinking about that shit, man. If I don't get no man, I don't give a fuck. If I'm not
Hey.
fucking 2 days, if I don't
Hey.
fuck for 2 days, I'm fucking anything after the
That's
third.
what
A
I'm
third
trying
day,
to
I'm fucking
tell you.
anything.
That's
Anything,
what I'm
kid?
trying to
I mean,
tell
like
you.
a five.
But look,
said
bro,
5.
look, nah, for real, nah, facts though, because
He said
that's why I want like I done been in the streets a long time, bro. But I ain't gonna pretend like I'm no gangster or nothing, man. Like I get up most days. I ain't gonna say every day because I've been taking some time to focus on this music and chill. But I get up most days and I take my ass to work. You feel me? So it's like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? And I done did what all of us have done. I just done learned my lessons and I done smartened up and I move a certain way now. But it's like at the end of the day, man, like I can't relate to a lot of these people, man. I can't relate
Yeah,
to
not
a
with
lot.
that mentality, not with
Not
that
with that
crash out
mentality,
mentality.
man.
You know what I'm saying? I can't relate to that crash
So,
out mentality. Not for nothing.
My thing was, if I'm gonna be out here, man, I'm gonna make sure I got bond money, bail money out here. You feel me? And I'm not finna do nothing that I know I can't bail out from. You feel me? So shit.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
straight, man. I can't
Man,
be
they
hanging
not
out
even
with dudes
thinking
that's
about
just ready to
that,
crash
though.
out
They not
for
even thinking about that
20
far.
years and they ain't got no thought about. Like I'm
They
straight,
don't care
bro.
about you. If they don't care about themselves, they definitely don't care about you. That's what you gotta know.
And that's the thing that sucks because when you're making Detroit music, it's expected that you're living that lifestyle, right? And whatever you're saying in the music, you have to probably be doing or have some type of proof of it, and it kind of boxes you into maybe have to
It
live
ain't
that a little
even
bit.
that. I think sometimes motherfuckers be wanting to test you, like when you say certain stuff to see if you will do it right now. Like, what you want? You want both of us to crash out over this shit? Like, They just had Pablo Skywalker on Say Cheese talking about that situation with Real Kane. I ain't even know all of that happened where he talk about some of his people. I don't even like speaking on other people's business, but I'll be watching the stuff or whatever, but especially Detroit business. But I ain't even know all of that had happened behind that about other people going to jail. But that's the part that they don't tell you. Like, it be all fun and games, like playing, and then some real shit happen, because some real shit gonna happen. Like, you feel me? So it's just like, I'd rather just scoot through and do my thing and just move correctly. And we are real respectful when we come through, and we expect respect when we come through. You know what I'm saying?
Of course, and
But-
and for you guys, it's like a artistry thing. Like, you really just want to make good music, and I like how you brought up Larry June, because I feel like he's the guy that's really showcasing that you can bring real music back. You don't have to talk about all that shit all the time, and even just the way the production is and the instrumentals and his selection of beats and everything is just like, that's what I love, that direction of music.
And
Like,
he from a real place too, like where Larry Jones from. That's he from a real area, you know what I'm saying, where it's really going down at. It's just that, like, that don't gotta be your reality, you know what I'm saying? That don't gotta be where it stops at. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all grew up in the hood, we all from the hood, you know what I'm saying?
okay,
So one thing I like with Larry, right? Larry fully incorporates where he's from into his music. He gonna give you the pimping, he gonna give you the drugs, he gonna give you the money. You know what I'm saying? But it's how you do things. You know what I'm saying? And that's where the artistry of this music comes. That's where, like, Drake can make a song like the Tootsie Slide, and it's like when you really break down the lyrics to that song, like, Dog was really talking choppy on there. But it was a great song, though. It had all the moms, all the grandmas was singing that. You know what I'm saying? It was just it was a good song. Just like Nelly Country Grammar, I always bring that up. He was riding down the block in a Range Rover with a street sweeper. Your grandmother was singing that song, bruh.
I didn't
I'm
even think
coming
about that.
down, baby. Yo, treat in a Range Rover, street sweeper cock, ready to let it go.
I didn't even think about that.
God damn.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that at all.
My mom was singing that, bruh.
Not the street sweeper cock.
Hey,
Nelly
Hey,
a gangster though.
shout out to St. Louis,
Nelly a
man.
gangster
shout out
though,
to
from
St.
around
Louis.
here.
Do you guys like the direction of music right now, just in general, as far as hip hop's concerned? I mean, like, obviously we're talking about the violence in it incorporated and everything, but just the general direction of it. Do you appreciate it at all, or do you hope that it goes more towards that fully, or how do you feel about it in general?
I like the way hip hop is at the moment, just because I feel like it's diverse. I feel like it is somebody for everybody, and if you don't want to hear that, then you ain't got to listen to that. You know what I'm saying? And that's really the space that we in right now, is really somebody for everybody, and you can't really ask for nothing better than that. You know what I'm saying? Whatever mood you in, you can go find somebody that'll fill that void.
We'll start off with Rock. Talk about your process in the studio. When you get in there, what's on your mind, or where do your lyrics come from?
Man, like me, the process, it really, for me, a lot of times it just depends on, like, is it a beat that I've already got sent to me from, Hunted or from one of the guys, or if it's something that I heard in the studio. If it's something I hear in the studio, I'm a pretty fast writer, but I put my stuff down. I write it out in my iPhone. I'm not one of the freestyle guys. I don't even claim to do all of that. Like, I can freestyle, but I like to write my songs. So I'll write out my song, and then we just record from there. Now, as far as where I'm getting my lyrics from, like, I'm not gonna sit here and rant to you all day on social media. I'm not gonna cry to the world about my problems, but you might hear about a couple of them in the song. You might hear about a couple of what's really going on in my life in the song. So I'm rapping about my life. I'm expressing what's going on with me through my music. I might as well get paid for everything that's going on. My brother always say that, like, yeah, we gonna get paid for our shit. You know what I'm
If I'm a
saying?
vent, I'm gonna get paid to vent. I ain't about to just put it out there.
Man, what?
I mean, Mac Nichols said it first, but that's shout out to Mac Nichols.
So, Mac, you want to tap in on that too?
Definitely. I mean, it's all life. You know what I'm saying? That's really what it is, man. And that's really why I feel like it's relatable to so many people that's lived like us, and that just kind of can relate to that in any type of way. But yeah, everything is from experience. I mean, you might hear me say a line, and you might hear bro say the same something that might be like coincide with that because we both went through that same situation or we both like we both experienced things together. So a lot of our music is a reflection of that. You know what I'm saying? And
No, yeah, for sure. Sko, you want to tap in on that?
Yeah, but what Max say kind of ties into what you said earlier. Like, how do we think like how we think it's gonna work or it's not gonna split up? Like, shit, it ain't got no choice but to work with me and Rock because that's my brother. So that's my real brother. So that's what I'm saying. Like, we ain't never we all bump heads. We all disagree. We all state our mind. That's the thing. None of us is yes man. We all go say what's on our mind. But we all is respectful of each other. You feel me? And we all want to see each other win. And we all done been through real situations. We all done been broke together. It's always been we all done experienced a time when one of us that had more money than the other two. And it didn't matter. You know what I'm saying? So that's why there's nothing that's about to come between us. You know what I'm saying? It just come from just that type of place when like the loyalty is there. Like, damn, I could have negative $10,000. They still gonna call my phone every day. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we don't think it's ever gonna break up. But as far as my music making process, I like to get the beats in advance so I can catch a vibe to it. I really catch a vibe in the car for real. I roll up, smoke, play it as loud as possible, and try to catch the melody. Try to go from there. And then as far as what I put on a beat is like what I'm going through. Or if I want to like get them a visual, like I say something about racing jet skis in Puerto Rico, like I want you to know like you can do that if you ain't did that, and if you haven't did that, you should do it. You know what I'm saying? So that's where my music making process comes from. Like I might rap about what I did yesterday. I might rap about something I did a long time ago.
Yeah. It's crazy when you look at successful hip hop rap groups, and you can only, like I said, you can only put a handful on how many really successful ones. NWA was one of the first ones I seen, Run DMC and everything like that. But NWA was the first one that I really got into, just because everybody was super fucking talented. Everybody from that group blew up, pretty much. I mean, do you guys watch shit like that? Do you guys watch other groups like that?
We study music for sure.
Yeah.
I'm definitely a student of it. You know what I'm saying? All of that NWA, even to the Hot Boys. That's really like what was a big influence in my music as far as rap. That's when I was really like listening to rap heavy, was all of the Hot Boys and all of that, and obviously Dog Pound and groups before that. So I mean we students of it. You know what I'm saying? We students of the game, and we definitely try to incorporate the elements into our own process.
I was listening to some interview about Biggie, and he was trying to start a group called The Commission. Like it was like on the way, but it didn't end up he didn't get there, obviously, unfortunately. But even he had that mindset, like it's not just gonna be about me, obviously.
Yeah, Junior Mafia, you know what I'm saying?
The only problem is, no offense to them, they sucked, man. Like Biggie was heat, but Lil C sucked, bro. Like
that's
that.
how you can say the Outlaws wasn't the best rappers. You know
That's
what
not
I'm
a good
saying?
They did
example
suck.
either, though.
They
That's not
did
a
suck.
good-
Hey, listen.
But don't you sing "Get Out the Way," yo, "Get Out the Way"? Yo. Every time the song come on, you gonna sing them lines, so they got quotable.
No,
Wait, hold up.
I be turning it
when
it gets
Hail
to that
Mary
part.
comes on by Tupac, I'm skipping like whoever that. Yeah, I'm skipping. I'm
Dog, too.
rewinding
wasn't a
that
good
bitch.
example.
Yeah.
Nope. But listen though, this the one thing though. At the end of the day, we also not a group though. Like RTL, it's not even just us on the couch. Like it's a bunch of the guys. Like shout out to the guys.
RTL,
Like
Rello,
related through
that's my
loyalty.
real
Like it
guys,
ain't just
man.
us. Like
You know
shout
what
out
I'm
to the
saying?
guys.
Like, we definitely got
We
Shout
drop
out my
music
COO,
together, but we
my
saw.
COO.
Oh, so you guys are all
Yeah.
individual, but you guys represent the same
all,
group.
RTL is
we
the
drop-
umbrella.
So let me break this. So
Yeah,
really,
go ahead.
the RTL itself started as me and Mac. You know what I'm saying? In a like a group basically. You know what I'm saying? And then because both like we kind of learned from a lot of this stuff, as we said, we study the music, right? So what we seen is it is very hard for people to blow as a group, right? But what you need to do is, hey, we're not going to abandon our group because our group makes great music, but we're going to also build upon that group, and we're also going to focus on our solo careers too. So one thing about us, like, we've already learned a lesson that, hey, like, they don't call me and say, hey, Rock, what can we do? What can we do this? Can we do that? I don't call Mac and say, can we do this? We all discuss everything as a team. We all bring our own ideas to the table as a team. We all are bosses. So like I said, you go on Apple Music right now, you can look up Related Through Loyalty and find a group album. But you can also look up RTL Sco. and find his music. You could look up Mauri and find his individual music. You can look up RTL Rock and find my individual music. So not only are we a group, or not only are we a team, but we are all bosses at the end of the day. So like I said in the beginning, if one of us blow, we all blow.
Do you guys feel like music, talking about the '90s generation versus what's happening right now? Do you think there was more soul and impact with the music from the '90s or from what's happening right now?
It just depends on if you a real, if you really talk about your life, I guess. You know
And
what I'm
depending
saying?
on who you talking about, you impacting, because the music today impacts a generation and a group of people the same way the music of the '90s impacted us. You know what I'm saying? So
Do you think we did it sweeter though? I mean, they're doing it sweeter in the '90s, or do you think they're doing
I
it
mean,
sweeter?
you gonna always have that nostalgia. You know what I'm saying from
thing-
then, but
My thing, bro, is I always been a huge, like, I'm a businessman at the end of the day. So I look at the business side of things. Like, before I was even old enough to know what whole Jay-Z was talking about on Reasonable Doubt, he was my favorite artist just because I'm like, dog got 100, I'm in high school, like, dog got 180 million, bro. Like, I don't care what he rapping about, bro. Like, this dude, like, so when you say, like, compared to the 90s, like, I like the music better.
Yeah.
What hurts me the most about it is they was broke. So what I like about what we doing with music now is we getting a bag off this shit. You feel me? Like, if you're not smart enough to get out here and you got a little buzz and get a bag, like, what are you doing, bro? Like, when you could get 2,000 a show, bro, why ain't you doing 10, 20 shows a month? Who gonna knock a nigga making 40,000?
Off your name.
Off
Once
your
your name a
name.
brand, you supposed to keep pushing that brand and get the most out of it.
So
you know what I'm saying?
we getting a bag out here now. Like, what Vez say? He say, man, he said 5 million. What's that song he got on this new shit? He got 5 million, and Peasy said I put 2 million up. Okay, let's go back.
Yeah,
Lil
it's off
C's,
rap.
Lil C's, right? We said Junior Mafia. Lil Kim might got a little bad, but is she up 5 million right now?
No, if we talk about the
know,
business
man. How-
side,
Is she up
like,
5 million? Kid?
Hey, listen, none of the OGs are really like, except for the major dogs. None of the OGs that were undergrad, like, kind of the flunkies of the group have money right. I don't
Hey,
think they do
hey,
because
you
they wouldn't be
saw-
doing the shit they're doing right now to get attention on social media.
You saw Fat Joe on that Versus, man, when old girl and them came out on stage. And he said, you better get these broke bitches. I mean, I ain't knocking them. They legends. Don't get me wrong.
It's hard
But-
for the OGs to come back though, like the ones that
the
were.
internet changed the game, and a lot of them haven't figured out like how to transition. So that's where the ones that figured out how to transition
It's
into the
some that
internet
still get
era,
to a bag, though.
they get a bag.
Yeah,
They
it's
figured out
some-
how to get a bag off their name and their likeness.
it's something that's still
So-
out here working.
Yeah, but like for instance, Fat Joe I think he has a podcast now, right?
Fat Joe getting the bag though.
He
He's
is, but
straight.
I don't see. My thing is this,
He
man.
did
I feel like
other stuff,
I feel like media should be media, and artists should be artists, and comedians should be comedians. Like I don't like this mixing, intertwining shit because it kind of destroys the mysteriousness of music now. It's
You
like
don't like the stories though. You
Huh?
don't like hearing the stories of back then, like the
I guess in Fat Joe's defense, then yeah, like he's done kind of with that shit, so I guess it's okay. But like rappers that are starting podcasts doesn't make any sense to me. Like if you're a trending artist and you're about to make it, like if Lil Baby started a podcast, it would just make no sense.
I don't see
But they do that, though, like
I like watching like the Chicago cats that's not really like rapping
But
right now,
older-
like the Take Capone's and
I think
stuff.
older
that
artists.
ain't
I
really
think
rapping
that's
right
that's
now.
that's cool because it's not like you actively making music now. So why wouldn't it's almost like ball players commentating. You know
That's
what I'm
true.
saying?
That's true. That's a good
And
point.
people don't want mystery no more. Like the more you show, the more interested they be. Like if I don't post on my story for a couple of days, I gotta post on my regular feed to get people back engaged. Like getting real engagement, you be having to figure out little tricks of that stuff.
Like I doubt Boosie make as much money off his music as he does off of his stardom, just the fame. You know what I'm saying?
It's so crazy that you mentioned Boosie because he's always the one I think about. When I was first listening to him until now, I'm like, that's two completely different people. From what
Yeah.
I remember, who he, I thought this was a very intense, violent hood dude, and then all of a sudden, now he's just kind of like a comedian type Instagrammer thing, and I'm like, all right.
I mean, you
Yeah, I
can
mean,
be
keeping
both.
himself
Both things
relevant,
is the
you know
truth.
what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
no, I
Keeping
get it.
himself
Two things can be
relevant,
true at once.
But
But
he
the
probably is more relevant through his social media and his personality than he is off of his music now. Versus when we was coming up, he was more popular off his music. So I just think like the older they get, you know what I'm saying, the older we get, you gotta adapt. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta figure your way to still be relevant. And if that's still bringing you a bag, if Boosie still getting 40,000 for a feature out of niggas, you know what I'm saying? Like, or 20, 30,000 for a walkthrough, then that man doing his thing. Shit.
But taking it from you guys as people who consider themselves real artists and want to get to that position of being real artists, let's just say a Larry June status and more than that, even like Kendrick Lamar status, would you do that? In 10 years, would you be kind of doing stuff for the gram or doing it for social media just to stay relevant?
I'm never doing
My
it for the gram.
personality ain't really for the gram, but you know what I'm saying. I would definitely say that I would find some way to adapt to where if music is not my number one thing, you know what I'm saying, I can still make music if I want to. But
it's ways to rebrand yourself without embarrassing yourself. Like, it's ways to put yourself on the internet. It's harder because that's right there in your hand. You know, it's right there in your hand. You might have a weak moment and fuck up. You feel me?
Wait, 50 is kind of embarrasses himself sometimes. He kind of
50 done fucked up a couple of times.
Man,
he even had to apologize once or twice.
But that man went from being one of the biggest artists. Think of how big he was at his height, and then now this nigga run TV. Like,
that's
come
true.
on now.
I mean, 50's
I agree
still
with
a
you.
big artist though. Like, once you underneath Eminem, you overseas. Like, 50 Cent is gonna forever be rich from that Dr. Dre, Eminem lineage. Like, they fan base is crazy. Like,
That's
of course
right.
he getting the TV bag, but that fan base from that whole aftermath shady situation is a crazy fan base.
Where do you guys expect to be? We'll start off with Rock. Where do you expect to be by next year? As an individual and as a group.
I'll say by next year, I expect to, have each, for myself, I expect to have another solo project out, and I expect to have at least one or two group projects out by then. But I expect to continue to build the fan base, and continue to just grow on our platform. That's the big thing for me, is just keep growing, keep building, keep networking.
Mac, you want to go on that?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much the same. Like I said, we all got the same common goal. So, it's definitely pushing the brand forward. A year from now, obviously, more projects to come. We just dropped. All of us have solo projects, and we got a collective, another RTL project that we just dropped out right now. So we really focused on promoting those, pushing those, doing videos, just giving these people content. You know what I'm saying, and just keeping it coming, keeping it consistent. You know what I'm saying? Consistency is the best. That's the best key with it.
So let's go.
I want to do some more shows. I want to do more shows. I want to do more features. I want to do some songs with some different artists. I want to get a distribution deal. I hope by this time next year, like, it don't even got to be Empire. I know it's other people you can get distribution deals with, but that'll take your streams and help you get out to the other markets, you know what I'm saying? And I invest my own money into this, so it ain't even necessarily about a bag, but it's just about amplifying what I'm already trying to put out there, because I plan on putting out more music for sure, so getting the most out of it.
For sure, man. I appreciate you fellas being a part of this. If you guys want to shout out your social media tags so people can find you.
RTL Sco. I'm on Instagram at 6 Roscoe. I'm on Twitter at RTL_Sco.
Yeah, RTL Mac Mauri. Instagram RTL_Mac Mauri.
RTL Rock. You can find me on Instagram, RTL Rock, and Twitter, Who is Slick Flair.
Man, listen, I appreciate you fellas being a part of this, man. It's always great seeing a group of guys that are really committed to this. And like you said, even the name says it itself, related through loyalty, which means, no matter what happens, you're going to stick together and figure it out. And I feel the energy in this room, and I love that you guys have a musical, the music theory is very important to me, and somebody with musical background is very important to me when it comes to having a group, because you always know what sounds right and what doesn't sound right when you understand music theory, so that's awesome. But also the energy that you guys bring is really, really, really motivating for me personally, because seeing groups these days, it's always like a little bit of a selfish vibe to at least one person or somebody who's out the mix, but you guys are all on the same page and all level-headed about it. I appreciate you guys. Look forward to seeing what you guys bring to the city of Detroit. We're shooting at Parallel Sound Studio. Hilo Visuals is shooting these productions. We're out. Peace. That was awesome. That was great.
Yeah, appreciate
Yes,
it.
sir. Thank you for having us.
Sure. Let's take some pictures of this clothes.
Yes, sir.